Alright, so some of us were asking how to get our enemies to fire a fireball. So let's get that going. We're going to make a new node scene. Instead of an area 2D or a regular 2D node, we're going to give it an area 2D as its root node. The area 2D will need a collision shape. I'm going to make that a circle just because I think I'm going to use like a fireball type asset. And it's also going to need a sprite. I'm going to select the root node again, find sprite 2D. I'm going to choose something that's circular, like a projectile, so a star will do. I can even make it red to make it angry. I'm going to go to collision shape and I'm going to make it about the size of my projectile. I'm going to click the root node. I'm going to add a new script. I actually want to rename my root node to projectile. Now when I add a script, it will be called projectile script. We're going to add a few things to our projectile script. The first is our export ranges. We're going to export for range. And these numbers do not have to be the same as mine. I'm doing 0, 2010, speed. You can fiddle with yours. Our speed is going to be of type float. It's going to be equal to 400 off rip. Also going to export our range. Make this 0, 10, 0.1 will be our tick. And this is going to be our lifetime. This is also going to be a float. And for now, I'm going to make it 3 seconds long. We're also going to create a variable for direction. It's going to be of type int. And by default, I'm going to set it to 1. That means we're moving to the right. And -1 will be moving to the left. In our ready function, we're going to say get tree, create timer. We're going to use the lifetime range that we used, that we created, and we're going to call timeout. So on its timeout, connect our timer's timeout to Q3. So when our timer runs out, we are going to release our projectile from the tree. It is going to be deleted when the timer runs out. We're also going to say body entered connect. And we're going to connect it to a function we haven't yet made. It's going to be called onBodyEntered. You can also do this using signals, but we're going to do it by script just because it's a little faster for me to run through. So we're going to create this function for onBodyEntered. It's going to take in a argument that is called body. The body will be of type node2D. We're going to return void from our function, and for now we're just going to put pass. Instead of regular process, we're going to use physics process. I'm going to say underscore physics. It's pretty hard to spell for me, so make sure you spell that right. And in our physics process function, we are going to say position.x is plus equal to the direction times our speed times our delta, which is time. In our onBody, what is going on? I spelled position wrong. There we go. In our onBodyEntered function, we're going to check if the body that has entered our projectile's area C is in the player. If body is in group player, then we are going to take damage. Now, this will be different for you if you have given your player a health bar and have added a take damage function. If you have not added a health bar and a take damage function, instead we are going to use the same logic that we use in the enemy script. We're going to say global.lives minus equal 1. Lives minus equals 1 to lose a heart. If you have not, or if you have added a health bar and you have a take damage function and you don't want to lose a whole life over this, you would instead say body dot take damage. So you would be calling the take damage function that the body is connected to. But because I don't have that in this tutorial, we're just going to say global.lives minus equals 1. That will remove a whole life, and then we're also going to queue free our projectile. So when the projectile hits something, it will delete itself. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're gonna save our script, which will also save our projectile scene. I don't think I want it in my platformers. I'm gonna put it in my enemy scene. It's gonna hurt our player. You can also use this logic with the player. You'll just have to fiddle with people. I can explain that. We're gonna go to our enemy script now. And the first, actually, let's go to our enemy scene. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a new node. This is going to be a marker 2D. This is going to denote where the projectile is spawning. So if I go to my 2D scene and I have this marker 2D, I'm just going to put it like above his head. That way it's not It's not like only shooting from his back if he's walking this way. Let me move this instead of him. Right above his head. Now let's go into the enemy script. We are going to create a export variable to reference our projectile scene. So we're going to export a variable projectile scene, and it's going to be of type packed scene, and we will assign that in the enemy inspector in a little bit. We are also going to export a range. Export range. You can change these numbers to be whatever you want. I'm going to have them at 1 to 10, and our tick is going to be 0.1. And this is going to be a variable for our projectile cooldown. I'm going to set this to a float, and for now I'm going to equal it to 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds our enemy will be able to fire a projectile. And then under our raise, we are going to have a on ready variable called our projectile spawn point. I have to sneeze. Oh no, I don't. Okay, we're going to set it to marker 2D, and it's going to be equal to our marker 2D node. Click and drag that into referencing. And we're also going to add a variable for our projectile timer. We'll detect how long a projectile has been existing. So in our ready function, we're going to set our projectile timer to our projectile cooldown. And in our physics process function, beneath this line of code, or no, beneath this line of code where we set our velocity x equals 0 and is on 4, underneath that if statement, but not in the if statement, we're going to set our projectile timer minus equal delta. So every second that passes, we're going to subtract from our timer. And if our fireball or our projectile timer is less than or equal to 0, that means that we will call fire our projectile, which is a function we haven't made yet, so it's going to be a little mad at us, but that's okay. And we're also going to set our projectile timer back to our projectile, so we're going to reset the value of that. Now let's create our fire projectile function. Just going to copy this fire projectile. It's going to be void. We're not going to take in any arguments. We're going to create a variable for our projectile. It's going to be set equal to our projectile scene. And we're going to instantiate that scene. So we're going to actually bring it into creation using this function. We're going to get the tree of our main scene, current scene, and we're going to add it as a child projectile. So we have now added the variable that we just instantiated. We're also going to say projectile, set its global position equal to the projectile's spawn point dot global position. We are going to get the projectile's direction. We're going to equal it to the enemy's direction. Now if I hit save, play my game. Aha! It said null, and that's because we didn't assign a projectile scene. Really me. Why does it say script? Why? There we go, our projectile scene. We need to assign it, so I'm going to quick load my projectile scene, and if I hit play after 2 seconds, my enemy should spit a fireball at me, and I take damage. So every 2 seconds, my enemies are spitting fireballs based on the direction that they face. And ow, it hurts. There you go.